Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about my COVID experience. I did test positive for COVID back in April, and I do want to share my signs, symptoms, and what my recovery was like. I am not trying to tell anybody what to do, what to take. What I did or what I took during my recovery worked for me. Doesn't mean it will necessarily work for anybody else. Everybody is different, and this virus attacks everybody differently as well. So this is just for informational purposes. This is in no way medical advice. So with that being said, yeah, let's get started. So if I look down, it's because I wrote everything down just so I don't leave anything out. So 2 to 3 weeks before I tested positive, I started feeling like I had something in my throat. Like it was just bugging me. So I kept trying to clear my throat and I kept doing that. And finally, a few days later, I ended up losing my voice. And so I had a little bit of a sore throat. It was mild, but I had no other symptoms of COVID. And so I just thought maybe I had laryngitis. So I, I got my voice back. I recovered from that. And like 2 weeks after that, on a Monday, I'm gonna mention the days of the week just so I don't get confused and so I don't confuse you guys as well. But so on a Monday, I started feeling chest pains, and it was so weird and out of nowhere. I think I felt them like 3 times that day. So the same Monday, I started with this dry cough and it was persistent. And so I kept checking my temperature. And so Tuesday morning, the cough was gone. I didn't feel the chest pain again. And so later on in the evening, towards the night, I started feeling really sick, like I was gonna get sick. And I kept checking my temperature because I felt like I had a fever. So I kept checking my temperature and it was normal in the 98s. And I used 2 different thermometers. I'm like, I feel like I have a temperature. So I took some Tylenol. Shortly after this, I got a really bad headache later on that night. And that headache did not go away. And I woke up the next morning and the headache was still there. And so, but the next morning, the headache was there early in the morning. And then I remember I had a runny nose. And about midday, the runny nose was gone, the headache was gone, and I had no cough, no chills, no chest pains. I was fine after that. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe it was, I don't know, something else. But I did feel a little nervous about it, so I did call a number to schedule an appointment to get tested. So the following day, on a Thursday, I noticed that I had lost my sense of smell and taste. I could not smell anything, and so I'm like, oh man, like, but I had no other symptoms, just that. And this was on Thursday. On Friday, I went to get tested, and Friday, I was fine Friday. I had no symptoms. I still couldn't smell though, and my taste buds were very off. So I tested Friday afternoon, and I was fine Friday. I was fine Saturday. Sunday, in the evening, so Saturday I was fine all day. No cough, no temperature, no chills, no chest pains, nothing. I felt perfectly fine. Sunday, Sunday evening, I started feeling like I had a temperature again. And this time I felt worse. I really felt like I was getting sick. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to just stay in my room by myself. Until this day, my boyfriend and my baby were still sleeping with me. I would sleep with the mask on, but we still slept together. So after I felt like this on Sunday, I was like, no, you know what? I need to stay in this room and I need to stay away from everybody else. So I stayed in my room, and Monday morning, this Sunday night, I felt really bad all night. I took medicine for the temperature because at this point I didn't even check my temperature. I knew I had a temperature, and I had a really bad headache again. And so I took Tylenol. The headache did not go away. The next morning I woke up, this was Monday, and my headache was there, and it was so bad. And it did not go away all night because I remember waking up in the middle of the night and having this headache. So I still felt sick Monday morning. Towards the afternoon, I received a phone call and they told me that I was positive. So after this, I started feeling okay. I was still in my room, so I just decided, hey, I'm just gonna stay here. Um, then my son started texting me on Tuesday that he couldn't smell anything. And a few days prior to this, he kept telling me that he had a sore throat and he had a sore throat. But I was in denial. I'm like, no. And he started coughing a little bit. He had the sore throat. Once he lost his sense of smell, I was like, okay, you need to just come in here with me because I'm pretty sure you have it. So he came in the room with me. We quarantined together for like a whole week. Um, I have this small table and I just placed it outside my door, and my mom would make us breakfast, lunch, and dinner and put it on the she would knock on the door when once she left it on the table, and we would open the door, get our food, and then they would spray everything out there. And yeah, so anyways, um this was Tuesday. So then Wednesday, my son started running a temperature. He ran a temperature all day Wednesday, and I gave him Tylenol, and that would kick in, and he would feel a little bit better. And so finally, like in the evening, one of my cousins sent me this like home remedy that people were like talking about, and this is in Mexico. So she told me to try it, and I kind of started to feel sick again, and my son was with the temperature as well, that I'm like, well, it's not gonna hurt us. So we tried it. This tea was going around online, and my cousin sent me a video of it, and she's like, try this. My uncle was sick with it, and he tried this and he felt better. And so at this point, I was feeling sick again, and my son was having a temperature. So I'm like, what the heck? It I don't think it can hurt us. So this tea consisted of boiling water with two green limes cut in fours each and boiled in the water, as well as two aspirins. And so you put them in the microwave for 5 minutes to boil, and once they're done, and once it's done boiling, you squeeze out the lemons, you squeeze everything out of the lemons, and you add like a teaspoon of honey, just to because it's really bitter. You take it as hot as you can tolerate it. And so that is what we did. And shortly after that, I started sweating, and I'm pretty sure the aspirin had to do with it, obviously. And shortly after that, I felt better, and so did my son. I'm thinking, okay, it's the aspirin, in like a couple, I don't know, like 6 to 8 hours, we're gonna start feeling sick again. But actually, I think we only took that tea that one time, and we felt better after that. And we just continued to stay in the room for another 2, 3 days. And so then after this week, I started having a cough again. The dry cough came back, but this time I had shortness of breath as well. I remember I was trying to wash our dishes in my restroom so I could bring them out to my mom, and I was just doing that, washing dishes, and I was so out of breath that I was like, oh my god. The shortness of breath lasted about, the worst part lasted about 3 to 4 days. The cough lingered for a long time. We're in July. I'd say the cough lingered for a good 2 months. And, you know, at first it was a dry cough. It was a dry, persistent cough. And then it turned into a productive cough. And so, but yeah, that was pretty much it. My I was able to smell again, I would say at the end of that week. So I think I counted and it was 9 days when I was able to smell again. My son, I think it lasted longer before his smell came back. I want to say good 2 to 3 weeks. Um, but yeah, that was my experience with COVID. Oh, for the cough, when it first started, I was taking the Robitussin with honey. That worked for me a good week to 2 weeks. But after that, that stopped working. It wasn't helping with the cough. So I switched to another cough brand. It wasn't only a different brand, it was a totally different cough medication as well. And that worked. So yeah, it was very scary at the beginning because I didn't want anybody else in my home to get sick, especially my mom. But it was also scary because I have asthma, so I wasn't sure how bad I was going to get it. But yeah, luckily, you know, my family is okay. We just had mild symptoms. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. As far as to who and where I got it from, I can't pinpoint exactly where I got it from because, like I said, um, I wouldn't call it a sore throat, but the itching of the throat started 2 to 3 weeks prior to when all my symptoms started. And so going out, you know, I had to go to the grocery store, I had to go to work. So don't know where I got it from, but you know, I'm just glad it was all mild and that nobody got really sick in my home. I know that there's a lot of people out there who have severe symptoms, and you know, this virus has affected many lives. Many lives have been lost because of this virus. And so yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. And yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching.